We are starting off a new week. It is Friday. I wanted to tell you all, we've been watching, I love Paul Hollywood. And if you don't know who Paul Hollywood is, just do a search of him. He is a baker in the United Kingdom. He is famous for his breads specifically, but also has cookbooks. Is a judge on the Great British Bake Off, and so anyway, Kevin and I have been watching some older shows of his from like 2013 where he's showing how to make breads from different countries, and it's been really, really interesting. But one of the things about it that I thought I wanted to tell you some of the words. These are British words that have come up. There's 3 different ones that we do not use commonly, at least not in Kentucky. And the first word is courgette. So it's a courgette is a zucchini. We say zucchini. If we're going to use zucchini, if we're going to make zucchini bread, we'll say we're going to make zucchini bread. We don't call it courgette bread. Or if we're going to say we're going to add a zucchini to a recipe, we don't say we're going to add a courgette to a recipe. So that's one of the words. Another word is an aubergine. So an aubergine is another word for an eggplant. If we're going to make an eggplant casserole or eggplant parmesan, or we'll say eggplant, we don't say aubergine. We're going to make aubergine parmesan or aubergine casserole. That's just we just call it eggplant. So then he kept using this word. He was holding up, I have to put it in context because you're going to wonder, why was Paul Hollywood saying this word over and over? He kept holding up this bread, and he said they look like your classic Y fronts. And I knew immediately, even though I didn't know what Y fronts was, had no idea, I knew he was talking about underwear. And I thought specifically what we call tidy whities over here. I thought he's talking about underwear because he was holding this dough up, and it did look like a pair of granny panties, or that's what we call them too, granny panties if a woman's wearing them. They look like granny panties or tidy whities for men. And so I thought at first he was saying wide, W-I-D-E, wide fronts. I looked it up. I got to the bottom of it. He was saying Y, the letter Y, and I'm gonna hold up my phone. He was actually saying Y fronts. So the Y is because of the shape of the, now I'm all blurry, I'm so sorry. The Y is so that when a man goes to the bathroom, he can go easily. That's to put it in the most delicate way. But so he kept saying these look like Y fronts. And so those are just 3 words: aubergine, Y front, and courgette. And I just thought, you never know when you're going to learn something new. And we're finding we're really enjoying these episodes, and they're short too. They're only like 25-minute episodes, but they've been very interesting. I always love the shows that Paul Hollywood does anyway. I wish he would do more of them because they're just really, really enjoyable. Well, a couple weeks ago, Jean sent us 3 Bob Ross puzzles. And I'm sure at the time Jean had no idea that we were going to be stuck in the house, but she sent these at the perfect time. So they're only 300-piece puzzles. So Kevin's thinking they're going to be small.
They're 14 by 11 inches. So that's not very big.
So he's going to work one, and I'm going to work one. And if Ashley's here, she can work one, but I don't know that she's going to be here or not. So Kevin chose...
I chose the building one.
Right. I think I'm going to choose... That would be a barn.
Oh, it's a barn, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a building. Well, I mean, it's a building, but it's a barn. I think I'm going to choose the waterfall because I like the purple in the background, and they show a picture on the back. So this is how it looks. Because when I opened the box, I wondered, does it actually have Bob Ross's face on the puzzle? It would have made it easier to work, though. So anyway, we're gonna start working these. I'll probably set you on the set you up, and I'll probably fast forward this part, and we'll just see how long it takes. Can you see? Because I don't have my glasses on. Kevin finished his puzzle, and I still have a ton. I still have a lot to go on mine.
Which might be the easiest one.
I don't know.
That's a nice little puzzle. I'll tell you what, though, the painting ones are hard to do.
Yeah.
Because there's no set pattern. It's kind of like the roof tiles are kind of like random little blobs.
Right.
So it ends up being really hard to do because you can't get a pattern in there.
Yeah, it is pretty hard. Even though they came in little boxes, so you would think they'd be really easy, but they're not. And this is we've been doing this for hours, haven't we?
I don't know how long it's been. I got to the point where I was just taking one piece and just going boom, boom, boom,
well,
boom,
we
boom,
had
boom, boom, go around everywhere.
It's 10 till 5, and we had coffee at like 3 o'clock.
You know what I mean? I would literally take one piece when I got to the point where I had like an L-shaped piece.
Yeah.
I would just take that one piece and try it in every little spot.
Kevin is so methodical about it. I looked over at him, and here I'm just working like randomly wherever I can find a place. And Kevin's like starting at the top and going across. And it was like...
Well, it's all blue.
Yeah, it's like, how do you even do... See, I was trying to not pick blue. And now I'm finally working on the blue because it's been easier. The blue's actually been easier than we try to do the trees. Yeah.
Flowers and trees are hard to do.
So hopefully you'll...
Might help.
Are we still recording?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It is now 5:37 and Kevin figured out the puzzle. I tell you what, it's very, very, very easy to put these in the wrong place.
Oh, yeah. Especially when they're very similar, like in there.
Yes. So, yeah. Kevin definitely won this game today. Although Kevin said, I'm not competing.
I wasn't competing.
He won, let me tell you. He is more skilled when it comes to... I like easy puzzles. I like words, words or things with lots of pictures to where they're easy to
Like you know where stuff is.
Yeah, like movie poster puzzles where there's lots of words and names or pictures of people, or we did one a while back that was full of like toys. So it was all different kinds of toys, and it was still hard.
It was very hard because there was too many things almost.
Yeah.
Now for the psychotic people that do puzzles with like wolves and snow,
no,
you all are crazy.
Yeah, we're not like that. So this has been an all-day project, all afternoon project, but thank you, Jean, for sending these to us. So it is Saturday, and we took the kids their Easter baskets, and we're going to FaceTime them so that we can hopefully see them open. They were gonna let us sit out on the porch. They have a great big picture window outside their house, but it's bright outside and it's dark on the inside of the house, and so you just couldn't see. So even though it was a really good idea, it just didn't end up working out. So so hopefully we'll be able to see them this way.
You must have had to call it. You must have rotated it. It's okay.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
It's fine. I can see. There you go.
Yeah, that's good. That's perfect.
And there's yours. Now let me see if I can. Alright, here. Get a little closer. There you go.
Look at this, That was a big jug of something. Oh, jelly beans.
Oh, the jelly beans.
You gotta sit down so I can get you both on the same frame. It's just for old thing.
You know, like Minnie and Mickey Mouse have bears?
Oh, I love it. Is it a squishy?
Yes.
It's a squishy feet. Let's go pull my knife up for you. Is this a good angle for you?
Yeah, this is good.
What's on it, Kevin? Kevin, I didn't see what was on it. Can you hold it up for me? Oh, pizza and a game controller. Very cool.
Oh, look at this.
What is it? Oh, that's a rain pad.
And Amanda's playing with hers.
We found this in the car.
I knew they would like that.
It's a little dress.
Andrew, look at the shirt Gavin's looking at.
Oh,
Which one's that
The Mandalorian.
one?
love it.
I like that one too. He likes that.
Take your shirt off,
He's
right?
chosen his four favorites.
I knew it. I knew he would take his shirt off. I wondered which one he was going to put on. And I knew it because I said you can always tell whether he likes the best because he'll put it on.
Let me see, guys.
Yeah, that's
Hey, that's cute. Have fun.
Bye.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye. Bye.
Say bye, Gavin.
Goodbye.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
You all have never seen the ugly side of Chapel. Chapel, he knows that it bugs Ashley to death for him to chase her. And so she has told him no, that he cannot bite. He'll bite her ankles. Now stand there and let him come up and bite you. He run around the table, Ashley. He literally chased faces are like a puppy. Oh! he thinks.
He's never done that.
Baby. Poor baby.
Poor me.
So I had several things that I wanted to bring up to you. Earlier in the video, I talked about some British words that are different from words that we use here. We were watching a show called Inside the Factory, and they were making these pasties, and they're like it looks like a Hot Pocket or a toaster strudel even, and it's like a bread it's sealed completely, and you have steak and they have onion, and they also had something called, they were calling it swede. And Kevin and I were like, what is swede? And they showed it, and it looked like a turnip. And she pulled one of these out of the ground, and I mean, it was absolutely massive, this thing, and it looks like a big turnip. Well, come to find out, it is a turnip. So we call a turnip here, or we call it it's also known as a rutabaga, but it's a turnip. But over there, apparently they know it as swede, and we just thought that was very interesting. You know, and I'm sure all British people know that if you were to say swede, they know what that is. For us, you would have to say turnip. So anyway, I just thought that was a cool thing to add to the list from the beginning of the vlog. I also wanted to say that I'm very, very disappointed. I read in the Daily Mail yesterday, Lord Sugar says that The Apprentice 2020 has been canceled, and the next series could be pushed back until late 2021 due to this pandemic. So I understand completely. A lot of, the whole show is them running around doing things. If you've ever watched The Apprentice here, that it's like that over there. I'm very disappointed though, because we love watching The Apprentice very, very much. And it not only do I like it to see the people on there and the things that the tasks that they have to do, but it also allows me to see pieces of London, because they're running here and there, and I just enjoy getting to see London and different places. And so anyway, I will miss it very, very much. We watched the 8th episode of Tiger King, and really all it is, there were 7 initial episodes of Tiger King on Netflix, and then they came out with an 8th episode. Well, the 8th episode, it's no additional footage, it's just interviews. So Joel McHale, if you know him, he did the interview with, and I think everybody was on there. That doctor guy was not on there. He did not show up, and I'm sure it's because it wouldn't surprise me if he wasn't being investigated for certain things. But he was not on the show, but almost everyone else was. And it was interesting to hear that Joe Exotic is in jail right now, and they all agree, even the people that like him, that he is exactly where he needs to be, is in jail. And even though I believe Joe Exotic, he made really, really good TV. He was funny to watch. I thought sometimes he went too far with things that he did or said, but even though he was funny to watch and he was a very interesting character, you're like, my goodness, can you believe this guy's like this? But it was him. He did put cats to sleep. They should have never. There was absolutely no reason for them to be put to sleep. So I think that's horrible. He killed these animals, and that was wrong. But I did want to tell you, and I have commented to several people, I've left this comment, that if you want to hear some more interviews that are excellent interviews, David Spade has a YouTube channel, and he does these podcasts. And I'm trying to get it up on my computer, but my computer's been acting ugly lately for some reason. But David Spade has a podcast. It's called like Lights Out or something. I'm trying to pull it up. It'll get there. Lights Out with David Spade. And if you go on his channel, you can search through the videos. You can click on videos, and he's done like 5 or 6 interviews with people from Tiger King, and they're just really, really good interviews. They're only, I think the longest one is only like 15 minutes long, so you know, it's just enough to give you the information that you want, and he doesn't drag it along. It doesn't drag along at all. And I thought they were very interesting. I made sure that I watched all of them. So if you're interested, if Tiger King has been something that you've watched, that you followed along with, and like I said, it is an adult show. This is not for kids. It might sound like it is because it's about this zoo in Oklahoma, so it might sound like, or a zoo, like I guess like a petting, I don't know if I wouldn't even call it a petting zoo. It's animals in cages. So it might sound like it's a show for children, but it's not at all. It's totally adult only. Should watch this show. But if you are interested in getting more, then I really like Lights Out with David Spade. He does some very interesting interviews with them. I have brought you outside because I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but it's snowing. It is actually snowing. It is April. I was just out here, well, I mean, Kevin just mowed the other day, and I don't know, it's so small that I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but I think it's hilarious because I've already been out here. It's been warm enough for me to weed and warm enough to go to the cemetery and visit the flower garden, and now we have little flurries. So, and it's very cold. It's like 30-something degrees out here. So I'm not going to stay out here like a fool without a coat on. I do have a sweater on. So, yeah. We went from wearing short-sleeve shirts, and now we're back to wearing sweaters and hoodies. And there's a reason why. Because it's cold. Well, Kevin and I watched a very bizarre movie last night that I wanted to tell you about. It's called Jojo Rabbit. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can rent it from Amazon Prime. Of course, you could buy it from Amazon, but why would you do that when you can rent it? But it's about, it's very bizarre. It is probably the strangest movie that I've seen in a while. But I have to say, I enjoyed it. Now, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I thought that was strange as well. But you know what? I'm going to be honest. Either one of these movies I would watch again. I would definitely watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood again. And I would watch Jojo Rabbit again. It would be a while. Like, it wouldn't be something that I would immediately watch. And I know it's a strange name. But it's this... the little boy who, which I think he is wonderful. He is a terrific actor. His name is Roman Griffin Davis. Roman Davis is his name. And he's just a very talented actor. And it has Sam Rockwell. It has Scarlett Johansson. It has Rebel Wilson. There's another cute little boy. His name is Archie Yates. And he's just a little doll. I could just squeeze him. But anyway, I think he's a doll too. But what it's about, Jojo Rabbit, it is about this little boy who is obsessed with Hitler and with being in Hitler's army. And so very early on, I mean, at the very beginning of the movie, he is talking to Hitler, and you see Hitler, and Hitler's hilarious, by the way. I don't even know who played Hitler, but he was really okay. He was really funny. I do not recognize this person. His name is Taika, and I don't recognize him at all. Apparently he was something in Thor, or he's gonna be in a new Thor. He's been in a bunch of movies that I've never heard of, so none of these. But anyway, he plays a really, really goofy Hitler, and you find out very, very quickly that Hitler's not really there with the little boy. The little boy is just imagining him being there. The little boy Jojo is so obsessed with Hitler that he just it's like his imaginary friend. Hitler is his imaginary friend. And so this takes place during the World War II, and he finds out that his mother, Jojo's mother, is Scarlett Johansson. And he finds out that his mother
has a secret.
Has a secret. So I shouldn't say what the secret is. Well, it says it on Internet Movie Database. If you look on here what the movie's about.
Oh, it tells the secret?
It literally says it in the sentence. It says, a young boy in Hitler's army finds out his mother is hiding a Jewish girl in their home.
Okay.
So anybody that looks that up on Internet Movie Database you're going to hear that.
Yeah.
Now, you don't find that out until...
That's not too deep into it.
Yeah, it's not too far that you find out she's hiding a Jewish girl in the house. But, so that's what the movie's about. And it is so quirky. It starts out, they're playing a Beatles song at the beginning of the movie. So it's kind of like if you've ever seen Marie Antoinette, the music doesn't match up at all with the time period. So it's that kind of a quirky movie. But now I love the Marie Antoinette with Kristen Dunst. Is that her name, Kristen Dunst? Mm-hmm. Kirsten Dunst? Or anyway.
Well, at the beginning, they're doing the Beatles thing, like they're celebrating. People went crazy over the Beatles.
Right.
They were showing people acting that way about Hitler, with their arms up in the air. And,
yes. Yeah. And so it's just a really bizarre movie.
It is bizarre. It goes from funny moments to really dark moments.
Yes.
Within like 5 minutes.
Yes. And so I'm not going to recommend this movie to anybody. I thought it was definitely worth a one-time viewing. But the reason I'm not going to recommend it is because so many people will just hate it. Because it is so off, quirky. Yeah, it's just off. But anyway, if you've seen it, let us know what you thought of it. Maybe you loved it. Maybe it's like your new favorite movie. I liked it good, at least for a one time. Well, Amy had asked me in the comments about she said, what is your favorite Disney movie and what is your favorite Pixar movie? I've made up my top 5 Pixar and top 5 Disney, and Kevin's done the same, and we have not compared notes at all. So we're going to start with number 5, and then we'll work our way to number 1. And then I didn't ask Kevin like his overall number 1, like favorite out of both of them. So we'll have to try to figure that out. Maybe at the end we'll try to, our overall favorite. So I think mine are going to come as a surprise to
And
Kevin.
I think now that I'm looking at it again, I think I'll rearrange some of the
You can rearrange
Pixar
whatever
ones.
you want. Whatever you want. Okay, so you want to start with Pixar?
No, do the other one.
Do Disney?
Yeah.
Okay, these are Disney. In 5th place, my number 5 is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Moana is my 5th one.
Moana? Mm-hmm. I really like the music in Moana.
Mm-hmm. It's cute. I like the movie too, the general overall movie. I think it's cool.
Nightmare Before Christmas, though, for me, it never gets old. I consider some people consider it a Halloween movie. Some people consider it a Christmas movie. I consider it a Halloween movie. I like to watch it at Halloween. That's when I like to watch it. So number 4 for me is Tangled.
Tangled.
Oh my goodness! I love the music in Tangled.
I do too, and the story's cute too.
Yes, it's a.
I love the ending.
Yes, it's just a very, very. It's a good story. It's good visuals. Everything about it. It's just an uplifting movie. Number 3, I put Alice in Wonderland.
Mine's Little Mermaid.
Oh yeah, I love the Little Mermaid.
I like Little Mermaid.
Little
I like the music in
Mermaid,
it,
I
too.
love the music in that. Yeah, very good music. For me, Alice in Wonderland for many, 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 many years, it was always my number 1. But there are 2 other ones that I like even
Better.
more, than Alice in Wonderland. Because, I mean, and I could watch Alice in Wonderland anytime. But I'm going to say my number 2 is Ralph Breaks the Internet.
That is a cute movie. Mine's Beauty and the Beast. I like Ralph Breaks the Internet. It's a cute movie.
Beauty and the Beast.
I like both the Wreck-It Ralph movies actually. They didn't make my top 5, but they'd be in my top 10 for sure.
Beauty and the Beast was the first Disney movie that Kevin and I ever watched together as a couple. Was if you want a little bit of trivia there. Did you not remember that?
No.
Really? Yeah, that was our first Disney
Did we
movie.
watch it on video?
It was on video.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on video, but it was our first Disney movie that we watched together.
I used to come over and watch movies with her and then fall asleep.
And he would
halfway
fall asleep.
through. Because I've been working all day.
Yeah. My number 1 is Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
And I did
like
not
those a lot,
discover
but-
Wreck-It Ralph until
The kids were over.
within the past year.
Yeah, the grandkids.
I
came over
had
and
never
watched
watched Wreck-It Ralph or Ralph Breaks the Internet, and I watched it with
Yep.
Gavin and Amelia, and I am crazy
Yeah,
about it.
it's very cute. And what is her
Love.
name? Penelope.
Vanellope.
Vanellope.
Yeah.
She's a character.
They're fantastic. They are so good, and you see all these game characters
Hubert.
in like Pac-Man, and I mean, there's just so many things that.
From your 80s.
From the 80s, yeah, and it's like, how could I not love that? And so Wreck-It Ralph is my number
Yeah.
1.
But like I said, that's one of my top ones. But,
What is your number 1?
Nightmare Before Christmas. That's one I could probably watch.
Okay.
I could watch Nightmare Before Christmas over and over.
Okay, let me
So
tell
we only shared 2 movies in our top 5.
Let me tell you another interesting piece of trivia. When Kevin and I first watched The Nightmare Before Christmas the first time, we hated it. We both hated it, and I don't even know if you remember that. We didn't, so much so, we bought it from Walmart,
Returned it.
and we returned it. That's how much we did not like it. Is we bought it on VHS. It was one of those great big bulky plastic boxes, at which we used to own all those. But we bought it and we disliked it so much. We watched it in our apartment here in Winchester, our first apartment in Winchester. And we didn't like it, so we returned it. And it's funny that now we know every song and it's in our top 5.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I
It's your
always like it.
favorite.
Yeah, I always like that.
And
I
it's
mean, there's so
number
many
5.
Disney movies honestly I could watch over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
That even
There's
this is
so many.
These top 5 are really almost all like really could almost go to top 10 because I like the Wreck-It Ralph movies too.
Yeah.
I like Alice in Wonderland, although it's kind of boring to me sometimes. But Alice, it's got
I
its
really
moments.
like the Aristocats.
Yeah,
I
the
like
Aristocats
I
is
like
the
Lady
old
and
school.
the Tramp.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, there's so many old school ones that I like. Robin Hood.
You know, one of the first movies I remember seeing in theaters for Disney that I remember, and I'm sure I saw other ones, but the first one I remember was The Rescuers Down Under.
Oh, that's a good one.
And that's a good
Yeah,
movie.
that's a really
And that's an
one.
oddball movie that most people probably have
The
never seen.
Rescuers is, yeah.
The Rescuers
very
and The
good.
Rescuers Down Under was the second one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was The Rescuers,
The
first
Rescuers,
one.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay, on to Pixar.
and these are harder because so many of them I thought were Disney. Matter of fact, 2 of them I had on my Disney list, and I went, I didn't realize that was Pixar. Or I knew it, but I just didn't think about it, and I had to move them.
Right. So for Pixar, for number 5, I put Brave.
Yeah, I like Brave a lot, but that didn't make my top 5.
Okay.
Incredibles is my number 5.
I like The Incredibles.
Yeah, I like the Incredibles. I actually like the second. Truth be told, I probably like the second one better than the first one, but I like them both.
Yeah.
So I would just say The Incredibles together is number 5.
Number 4, I bet you this one isn't on your list. Finding Nemo.
It is.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Toy Story is my number 4.
Okay. My number 3 is Toy Story.
My number 3 is Monsters, Inc.
Ah, okay. My number 2 is Cars.
Yeah, see, I didn't like Cars that much. But Finding Nemo was my number 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, Gavin, our grandson, Gavin, does not like Cars.
I never liked Cars.
He
that
never
much.
has
It's
liked
okay.
Cars. And Ashley, we were talking about this before we came in here, and she said she doesn't like Cars.
Yeah,
She
I never
thinks
could
there's
get
too
into
much
it.
talking in it.
I never could get into it.
I really like Cars.
Yeah.
I like all the Cars movies.
Yeah.
I just do. My number 1 is Monsters University.
Yeah, I like Monsters University too. I didn't think about it, honestly. I probably would have.
It's funny.
I probably would have replaced Monsters Inc. with Monsters University if I thought about it beforehand. My number 1 is Up. I love Up. Up is a cute movie.
Once you can get past the first part where you're sobbing.
It's sad at the beginning, and a few moments throughout it's sad. What is the Minions and stuff is a different company in that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause I like
because
those.
I'm thinking, because like Universal.
Despicable Me.
Yeah,
that's somebody
Universal
else.
Studios.
Because I would have picked that. That would have been one of my top ones too if it's a different studio.
Yeah, I don't know what studio, but yeah, I like those movies too. Despicable Me, those are hilarious. Those are very, very funny. So anyway.
So we didn't match a lot of our Pixar movies, did we?
Pixar, no, because I very specifically said Monsters University.
Yeah, and like I said, if I thought about it, I probably would have said that instead
We
of the
both
first
had
one.
Finding Nemo,
Yeah,
and we both had Toy Story.
yeah.
So we had 2. So we had 2.
And like I said, Monsters Inc. I would have replaced with Monsters University, so that we had 3 really.
So it's about the same
Yeah,
as
it's
we
not too
had
bad, then.
Disney movies.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised that you had Tangled,
I love Tangled.
because I thought that would be a different one, but I
I love
didn't know
that
that
movie.
you liked it that
Yeah,
much.
I really did. I enjoyed it. I've only seen it maybe twice.
Yeah. And now
but it
I
was
don't
really good.
know. These were all. I made sure when we were choosing them. I told Kevin. I said only pick out cartoons.
Yeah, because there's some live action ones I'd pick over some of the cartoons.
Right. Exactly. So now, if you were to put live action in there, that's going to be completely different. We
Yeah.
didn't even look at those. So
Because then you got Mary Poppins and Bedknobs and Broomsticks. And,
yeah, exactly. So that would be a whole.
And then you got the whole just real live people movies like
That
The
are
Black
Disney.
Hole and
Yeah.
Treasure Island, and there's so many Disney movies.
So okay, so if you put all 10 of your movies together,
Which one is my favorite out of all of them? Well, if you're going to go by your 2 number 1s, which one would you pick out of the 2?
well, yeah, okay. So my number 1 Disney was Wreck-It Ralph, and my number 1 Pixar was Monsters University.
Right.
I'd pick Wreck-It Ralph.
Really?
I like it that much.
I'd probably. What would I want to watch again and again? Probably Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, and I can get that
Because Up is good, but I wouldn't necessarily want to watch it all the time.
yeah, and Nightmare Before Christmas has all those good songs,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's an all around good movie.
And Up has a dead point in the middle of that movie.
I thought it
where
did
it's
too.
very, very slow. I love the beginning and the end, but the middle is really slow.
Yeah. So I hope you all enjoyed this. If you have a favorite Pixar movie, let us know. Favorite Disney movie, let us know. Because it's always interesting hearing other people's opinions. And then you have all the new Disney movies that have come out. Like The Lion King, they have a new live version. Aladdin.
Jungle Book.
Jungle Book. And we have not seen any of those.
We saw Jungle Book.
We did see the Jungle Book. We saw the Jungle Book. Yeah, we did. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'd much rather stick with the cartoon.
I like the cartoon better.
And I know Anna or Christina, they've seen Aladdin. They thought it was really good. For me, I like the classic. So like Alice in Wonderland, they did Alice in Wonderland, and as much as I love it, it sucked.
Yeah, I didn't
just
like
did
the
not
live one.
like the live one at
Dumbo,
all.
that was another one.
Yeah, I'm more into I say stay with the traditional, the cartoons, and I don't know if they're just trying to make more money or what. I don't know why they have to do the live version of everything.
I've heard the Aladdin one's actually pretty
I
decent.
just don't feel the need to do that, to
It's a refresh.
remake everything.
It's a refresh of an old.
Come out
same
with
story.
something new though,
Yeah. I'd like to see Aladdin though. Out of all those, probably the Aladdin one's the one I'd want to see.
Yeah. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. to the P.O. box today, and I'm glad that you all let me know that I need to go to the P.O. box because we haven't been going. Yeah, we're staying in the house, and so unless somebody tells me there's something down there, then we're just not going. There's just no reason. So Jean had sent us a card for Easter. And even though it's after Easter, I still appreciate this very much. And then Alicia, thank you very much for all the coupons. I very much appreciate those. And then we have a box and a package. We have, this is from Asma. Asma has sent me stuff before, and Asma lives in Ohio. She has the Merle Norman store. If you remember us opening things from her, she owns her own Merle Norman store. So she's written me a letter, which I will read later. Let's see, what is this? Hartville Marketplace and Flea Market. Oh, and her store is inside Hartville Marketplace and Flea Market. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, and her store, she said her Merle Norman store is doing the free shipping, which is awesome. That's how companies get me. If I want something offline, I love free shipping. Usually when you all make recommendations to me of something I have to get online, somebody told me the other day, they said something you should try. They were called something witch brownies, like WITCH, like Black Witch brownies or something. Well, it turns out I went to their website, and they're out of New York. And even though they sell them in some stores around New York, they don't sell them in my area. And honestly, I would have tried them, but it was going to be really expensive. So either the shipping was going to be really high, or you had to buy it in a bundle. And that's the thing with a lot of these stores too. If I can't just buy one, I have to buy it in a bundle, because that's how they're making it worth their while
to ship it
free. Then I'm not going to do it. I want to be able to order one. So I told that person, I said, if I ever see these around here, or if they ever offer free shipping, then I'll do it. But oh, so these are biscolata. These are raspberry and chocolate, and they look like those not Jaffa cakes. Well, they do look like a Jaffa.
Yeah, Jaffa cake.
Yeah, they do look like a Jaffa cake. Yeah, that's exactly what they look like, is a Jaffa cake. So I can't wait to try those. These are cremally, and I don't know. I'm assuming that these are some kind of cookies as well. I will look them up. And then these are, this is the same brand, this ETI. This is the original digestive whole wheat biscuit. And so, yeah, we will be reviewing all of these. Thank you very, very much, Asma. I appreciate that. And then this is from Melissa, and this is made from Haven. This is a bakery in New York. So, someone sent me a message, and they said, thank you for your order. Enjoy these delicious cookies made from Haven. It's www.madefromhaven.com. Somebody said that they were going to send me some cookies from this bakery in New York.
Let's make sure there wasn't anything else in here. Okay, there's not.
Okay, so it's this one package? Okay.
That's pretty full.
Oh, yes it is. Made from Haven. Okay, so let's see if it gives any information. Okay, it looks like there's two packages of cookies in here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they may be red velvet. That could be a red velvet cookie. They do not say it on there at all what they are, and there's no paper to tell which ones.
At the very bottom, I don't know.
I'm just thinking. Usually the bakery would
A packing slip or something.
Yeah, they would tell you, say something. And these look like a cookies and cream. And the only reason I know that is because they've taken a Hershey's cookies and cream bar. And you know, if you open one of those up, it has little squares. They've taken the little squares and broken them off, and there's one in the top of each one of these cookies. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those.
I do not feel anything.
Okay. No. Okay. So I will get in touch with the person who sent these, and
No, I don't see them.
yeah, because what
Does it say on that little card?
no,
No.
literally it does not say anything.
Okay.
So that would be my only suggestion to this company, Made from Haven, is, you know, when somebody's ordered something, just put a little note in there. These are red velvet, if that's what they are.
Or stick a label on them.
Or stick a label on them, yeah. But I cannot wait to try these. Thank you so very much. I will have the name on the screen. I think I know the name, but I don't want to say it. I don't want to say an incorrect name. So I will
we'll definitely say it during the review.
Yeah, definitely say it during the review, but I'll put the name on the screen of who sent these to me, because I'm sure these are very expensive, and they did come all the way from New York. So we really appreciate this. Well, I'm going to end the vlog, but before I do, I wanted to tell you about some things, some new things and just some interesting things. I thought it was neat that I haven't talked about the entire season of Survivor this time, just because it's been all past winners, and it's like some of these people have been on there again and again and again, and I still love the show and love Survivor, but I would like to see some new people on there. I do love that Jeff Probst every week on YouTube, he does a wrap up or a recap. He does a recap of the show that week, and I think it's under just Survivor. I should have looked at that before it's called Survivor on CBS. It's all one word. That's the name of their channel. But I do love seeing his recaps because he usually offers some additional information that you weren't privy to during the actual show. So it was really good. It's always really good. I tell you what I've missed though, because they've been going to the when they've been voted off, they've been going to an island. They haven't actually been leaving. So I've missed them going to like Ponderosa. And Ponderosa is when they would get voted out, they would go, Ponderosa was the place where they would weigh them, and they would get to look at themselves in the mirror for the first time. And they would get to take their shower for the first time and see their room that they were going to get to sleep in. They could order as much food as they wanted and eat any time of day or night. They could be eating. And so I have missed that. So I guess they just won't have that this season. I guess. I don't know. We'll have to just keep watching and see. But what I thought was neat on this week's episode, the reason I'm bringing all of this up, is because I believe it's called like Fiji Airlines. I think that's what it was called. Every season, they bring out a family member. So they'll have like a family episode. They'll have a big competition. And like, so like if they might fly, if I was on the Survivor, they might fly Kevin out to come and see me. And then once everybody had their one family member, they would do a competition. And if I wasn't part of one of the people who won the competition, well then Kevin would have to get right back on a plane and leave. So we would have gotten to hug each other and say hello, greet each other and all that. But you don't get to spend any time together if you don't win the competition. So this time was different. They had set things up for a competition. So all the players thought that they were going to compete. And instead of bringing just one loved one out, the Fiji airline brought the entire family. So like for me, they might bring Kevin and Ashley, because that's everybody that lives in my house. Most of these people, a lot of these people have young children. So it was like a mom and a dad plus like 3 little kids or 2 little kids, or, you know, whatever. And so it was really, really cool for them to see their loved one. But then they surprised them. But I can't imagine them being able to do this again, because you could only get this kind of surprise once. So they're thinking they're going to have to do a challenge in order to get to spend time with their loved ones. When really, Jeff said, we're not going to do that this time. There's no challenge this week. Everybody gets to go back to camp. You can go back and enjoy your loved ones. They had food. So everybody, all the families got to spend the afternoon together. They got to play in the water and show them where they've been living, and show them, you know, this is what mommy or daddy are doing while we're not at home. And they got to eat and socialize and put the gameplay aside for a little while and just be with their families. What was even cooler was the people who had been actually voted out and they were stuck on this island. They also got to do that with their families. So that was pretty fantastic. And I don't know why the airline decided to do that, but it was just terrific that they did. And like I said, they'll never be able to do that. They can do it, but if they do it a bunch, they're not going to surprise people. This time was a genuine surprise because the people weren't expecting it at all. So that was cool, and we are watching that every week, Survivor. Something that is new to us, I think it's been coming on forever, and it's just new to Kevin and I, is called Aerial America. Aerial America, it's like a travel show. So it's like a travel show where they have taken like helicopters or drones, things like that, and they fly over, like they would fly over the state of Kentucky, bless you, and talk about different areas in Kentucky and how things came about. And they would talk, if they did Kentucky, now see, they've done one on Kentucky, but I have not seen it yet. I would assume that they would talk about like Mammoth Cave and places like that, things that are famous landmarks in Kentucky. We've only seen 3 of them though. We've seen California and Nevada and Hawaii. And some places have really surprised me, but I thought all 3 of those places were very interesting. But I look forward to seeing more of them. And I told Kevin, I said, wouldn't it be neat if they had one on, not just, it's called Aerial America, but if they had like Aerial Japan or Aerial Ireland, or, you know, places, the countries. And it's literally from the air. It's not like we're going to get on the street. It's not like we're walking the Vegas Strip and we're showing you the buildings. No, it is all from above. And so you are getting an aerial view. But I love things like that anyway, because I'm one of these types of people who, I'm weird. I like to go on Google Maps, and Andrew likes to do that too. I like to go on Google Maps and do the street views, and I like to walk around and see different places. Of course, I haven't had time to do that in a long time, but I do enjoy doing that very, very much. So this is a show that's perfect for me. And I know they do travel shows of other countries, but like I said, this one is unique because it does take place from the air. And so like Hawaii was a huge surprise, because I think when I picture Hawaii, I picture a lot more populated areas. And from what they showed, it is not like that at all. It seems like a lot of it is like brush areas, or just like dead areas. Now Honolulu, when they showed Honolulu, Honolulu was very, very populated, and it's like a big city, major city, and it's gorgeous. But a lot of it was still like, and there's a lot of farms, a whole lot of farms in Hawaii, and I found that very interesting. Horses and cattle and things like that. I know that, and they didn't mention it in the show, but I know that Roseanne Barr, is that still her name? Roseanne Barr. Anyway, the one that had the show, Roseanne. It seems like she had a nut farm on Hawaii, like a macadamia farm or something like that. I don't know if she still does that or not. But I can see now what it would look like, because there is so much farmland. And then the one on California was also very, very interesting. And they showed this castle. I think it was called like Hearst Castle. I haven't actually looked it up online, so I hope I'm saying that correctly. Which I didn't even know existed. Kevin, wasn't California the one that had the monastery?
Yeah.
Or is it a convent or a convent?
Yeah,
it was convent. It's for nuns. And so that was really neat. They flew. They just showed a little bit of everything. Of course, the Golden Gate Bridge, and then they flew out to what's the name of that prison? I was going to say something really stupid. Alcatraz. I was going to say Auschwitz. Definitely not Auschwitz. Alcatraz. So anyway, then the one on Las Vegas was really cool, and we've actually visited Las Vegas, so that was neat to us to see that. And we actually, while we were in Las Vegas, we went to the Hoover Dam. Isn't that what it's called, Kevin? The Hoover Dam? The Hoover Dam. So we got to see that. And I mean, it was just, they're really, really neat shows. It's something that the entire family can watch. But it's very, very educational. So, and it's also, for me, as someone who loves to travel and is always thinking about, where do I want to go next? Why do I want to go here? What is there for me to see? This is the perfect show to either say, yes, that does look like a place I want to keep on my bucket list, or no, this is not a place that I would want to visit. So it's been very interesting. So anyway, I don't know how long this vlog is going to be this week, but I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you have a great week to come, and I'll see you later.